So what happens with people who actually go vegan, a lot of them are eating a lot of the vegan junk food. And a lot of that is ultra-processed food, which means that it's loaded with a lot of chemicals. You see what I'm saying? Food chemicals, thickening agents, emulsifiers, preservatives, dyes, things of that nature. These things go in the body, it preserves the food, it keeps it on the shelf for a long time, but it doesn't preserve you. So what happens is when you're eating all of this processed food, the body's trying to figure out where to put all this toxicity once the food is broken down, right?
Right.
So in its ingenuity, it says, well, it can't be in the blood. If it goes in the blood goes everywhere. It goes to the brain, it goes to all the organs. It can't be in the blood, okay? That's the river of life, all right? Can it be in the tissues? No, it can't be in the tissues. You put a lot of toxicity in the tissues, it's gonna break the tissues down. So it says, I'm gonna put it in fat. So toxicity loves fat. It goes into fat, okay?
So if somebody has got a little extra meat on them, then
they're gonna be toxic. And they're gonna be malnourished, okay? Which is almost like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
You know, because you would think somebody who's overweight,
overnourished.
They're overnourished. But most people who are overweight, they actually don't eat a lot, despite what you see in the media and things of that nature. So what happens is the body stuffs all this toxicity in the fat. And then it will refuse to burn the fat, because if you burn the fat, now the toxicity spills out into the blood. So that's why it holds on to all of the fat, it holds on all of the toxicity. Because most people are constipated. Most people don't have healthy kidneys. Most people don't have a healthy liver function. So essentially, most people have bad skin, and these are all elimination organs. They eliminate things from the body. So if those are clogged up, you burn the fat, then where's it gonna go? It has nowhere to go.
It has nowhere to go.
So essentially what happens, you went vegan, you stop eating meat and dairy, but you start eating a lot of processed foods. So as a result, the body's like, I can't let it go, because if I let it go, the toxicity is just gonna spill out into the body.
Yeah.
So it makes it very difficult. Even if they go to the gym, you see people, I see people at the gym who are overweight, but super fit.
Yeah.
I mean, they can kill the workout, but they can't lose the weight.
Yeah.
And that's why.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Now I would say for me, like, this is the first time, like, I've had like a big change in my body.
Yeah.
Because I worked out before and I never changed my diet.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, I'm on to something, you know what I'm saying? Like it probably took me maybe 2 weeks. I was working out during the whole detox, maybe 2 weeks where I started feeling better working out.
I saw the post too.
I was like, bro, this is
I think that's what you and Neo called me.
Yeah, I was like, bro, it was a game changer. Like I work out stronger, work out longer. People were like, yo, you kind of like a machine.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that way. I literally probably just started working out 30 days ago.
Gotcha.
I used to hate it every day.
Yeah.
Only thing I can account to is like changing my diet and doing the teas. They really helped out a lot.
Yep.
Which I do want to address some, because everybody be like, oh, I don't know if I could do that because you can't eat.
The detox?
Yeah, you can definitely eat.
Yeah.
You just have to eat plant-based.
Right.
And the way the whole thing is set up, you got like a whole meal plan. I mean, you do really good, by the way.
Yeah,
I like
appreciate that.
We just bought another set of it because, we do it again. But you told me a person should do it every 3 to 4 months.
Every 3 to 4 months, like an oil change.
Yeah.
And just think about that. Like we have all of these processes for our cars and homes.
Yeah.
We change the oil on our cars every 3 to 4 months.
Yep.
We change the spark plugs, we change the wires, we change the brakes, the tires. We have no processes like that for our bodies to maintain our health.
Yeah.
So
when people go years without doing anything.
Anything, occasionally having a healthy meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell y'all it's bitter. Like, you told me it was bitter. I was like, I've had a couple of teas with no sugar. Listen, it's weird because it's like, it's very bitter. But it does get better.
Yep.
How I started doing it in my head, I was like, okay, I've taken shots of alcohol. And they don't taste good either.
I mean, they're horrible.
Disgusting. So I literally in my head, like, okay, this is like a shot of good stuff going into my body.
Yep.
And I just started sipping on it. It was, some of it was a mindset change, and some of it was like an actual taste bud change. Cause like the Parasite one, I think it is, the clear one. That one I really like. I could just sip on that all day. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
The tummy one took me a little bit of time to get used to.
And it's interesting you say that because it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
Most people actually say the Parasite is the worst for them.
Wow.
And I always say like herbs, because the detox is essentially just herbs.
Yeah.
Herbs know exactly what you need for your body. Like in scripture, it says herbs were made for the healing of the earth. In this case, earth being our bodies. And so whatever one that is most bitter for you is the one you need the most.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Parasite Candida got a lot of parasites, got a lot of yeast in the body, the liver, the kidneys, the lymphatic system is backed up, then that one will be very bitter to you. Tommy Detox, if you got gut issues, if you got craving issues, if you're constipated, that's gonna be the one that's most bitter to you.
Got it. Now, I have a question because the other thought process is like, listen, I don't make enough money to be plant-based because the concept is just very expensive.
Yeah.
What is your response to that?
I absolutely refute that. And let me tell you why. Because people look short-sighted at it. They look in the moment at what they're spending on one meal. But they don't think about it. If you eat more plants, you're going to be less hungry. You're going to eat less meals. Okay? So you may spend a little bit more money on the one meal, but in the long run, you only eat 2 meals a day instead of 3. Okay? So that's one thing. The other thing that is really, really important, especially for our community, because we suffer from so many chronic illnesses, we're actually leading in every category.
Wow.
And even with black women are number 1 when it comes to heart disease. That's the number 1 killer of human beings. And black women, African American women specifically, are number 1.
Wow.
So when you think about that at the end of the day, you know, like when you think about how sick we are, when you think about our neighborhoods that are flooded with fast food, that have no healthy food around us, when you think about the fact that now we have more dialysis clinics in our neighborhoods than McDonald's,
Wow.
it costs more to be sick than to be healthy, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, and not just, you know, time off from work, but think about it. It costs a diabetic $16,000, $16,000 to $17,000 every year to be a diabetic. Extra money, okay? Also think about the amount of time you lose in your life. You understand? Like, think about the amount of medications you have to take and pay the co-pays for. Thinking about the increase in your insurance, because if you get a new insurance, you have to go in, get your blood pressure checked, get your blood sugar checked, and then they're basing that, they can adjust your rate, your premium based on that. Now, I know Obamacare had done a lot to kind of adjust for that, but they still do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You
They
know,
found a way to do it.
Even life insurance. Life insurance, when you get life insurance,
You gotta get a physical.
you got to get a physical. You see what I'm saying? So like people are only looking at the cost right now because they're comparing it to buying junk food.
Got it.
They're comparing it to buying something that is not healthy for them. You understand? But when you start to look at it like, I look at health like this. You're either making health deposits or you're making health withdrawals, okay? So every time you make a food choice, look at your plate. Did I make a health deposit or did I make a health withdrawal? And I think what you'll see is people are making so many withdrawals from their health. Eventually what happens is the bank has to cash in. And that's chronic illness. That's, you know, like whatever it may be for you, you know.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I would say is this: however your health is, when you bring a child in this world, that's the health that you give your child.
Yeah.
That's the genetics that you give your child.
Yeah.
Okay? It's passed on not based upon what your mom gave you, but it's also passed on based upon the habits that you had up to conceiving a child too.
Yeah, I literally just went to this like a whole food nutrition doctor. He gives you like whole food supplements, and he was like, your organs can never be better than the organs of your mom at the time that she gave you birth.
Yep.
So she had heart challenges or stuff like whatever that is. That's passed down during that whole process. I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
So it makes it even more important.
Yeah.
To stay on top.
It's generational wealth now.
Yeah.